going to share my screen here. Welcome tonight. Just to tell you about another webinar that's coming up, the lead toxicity in cattle webinar, and that's on Tuesday, April 18th at 7:30. And you register for it the same as you register for the other programs through your profile on the ORS. And same thing, the day before or the day of, you'll get your Zoom for that webinar. So I'd like to thank our funders and our sponsors. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to host these things. And so our Diamond Clover sponsor is Alberta Government. Emerald Clover sponsor is Alberta Recycling, Altalink, ATB Financial, Calgary Stampede Foundation, CPA, the Chartered Professional Accountants, and UFA. Silver Clover is Cargill, Bronze Clover is the Alberta Beef Producers, and our White Clover is LIS. So now we're going to have Paul introduce the what's happening here tonight, and then we'll get started on that.
Hi guys, so what we're going to do here is we're going to view an auction mart tour. You're going to get an in-depth look at what happens when you haul your calves or your cows, bulls to the auction mart. The voiceover has all been done and whatnot already on it, so I won't be speaking while the video is playing. I do apologize for that. I was in the middle of calving season and I tried to record it 3 times to make it better, but I just couldn't get my voice to work for me. But other than that, there'll be questions at the end and whatnot if you guys have any, and we'll just go from there. We can start the video whenever, Tracy.
Okay. So let's share my screen first. Oh, it worked earlier. Just a second.
Yeah.
Not sure.
So as I'll say in the beginning here and whatnot, the video was shot at Vold Jones Vold in Dawson Creek, which is in BC, just across the Alberta border here in Northwest Alberta. They were very willing to work with us there and whatnot. Most auction marts will not let you shoot videos due to they don't want anybody to see, like, unless you're there that day and stuff like that. And normally you're not allowed in the back pens with the animals and whatnot while they're being sorted or whatever either. So you guys are getting a very in-depth look, most of what you won't see unless you work at an auction mart. So
I'm sorry, this worked this afternoon.
Hi everyone, my name is Paul and I'm a part of the Provincial Beef Advisory Committee. Today on our webinar, we will be doing an auction mart tour. I'm not sure how many of you have been to the auction mart before, but the committee wanted to give a behind the scenes look at what happens to your calves, cows, or bulls after they've been loaded on the trailer and headed to town. This video was taken over 2 days at VJV in Dawson Creek. This video was not and is in no way a promotional video for VJV in any way, but they were very willing to have us take the video so that members could gain information of what takes place at an auction mart. Some of your families may already market your animals at VJV, and others may not. Also, I would like to mention the video may not be exactly what happens at your local auction mart, as some auctions have pre-sort sales or scales in their chutes or possibly different sorting facilities. All of the animals at BJV are sold by owner lots rather than by a pre-sort or mixed groups. This is what the consigners like about the auction mart, so some things may appear a little bit different. Also, some of the videos have been sped up to keep the videos as short as possible, but while still being informative. I would also like to mention that it was very icy when I visited, but the staff were doing their best to keep the animals safe. Also, animals do react differently when they're at the auction mart rather than at home. So let's get started. Here we see the calves getting unloaded off of the liner. When the trucks or stock trailer comes in, they go to the office beside the chutes where the livestock inspectors are waiting. They hand in their manifest, and once the paperwork has been looked over, the inspectors go outside and watch the animals being unloaded. If they see anything questionable or the brand or CCIA tag aren't obvious, they are moved to smaller pens or chutes to be checked. You may see them or their heads in the video behind the chutes. Once the calves have been unloaded, they are all put into producer pens where they will be sorted on later on. If any CCIA tags were missing, they will be put in, then charged back to the producer, as they cannot be sold without them, and the feedlot will actually charge the auction mart if any animals come to the feedlot without these tags.
Really?
Continues for each truck that is unloaded. The manifest I was talking about earlier follows the animals through the entire operation right up into the sale ring, which you will see throughout the video.
Hey, Colin.
Seems
Are you
to be
guys still here?
replaying.
Are you guys still here?
I am Tracy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm still here.
Good, good. Oh, there's no audio?
Yeah, not all parts have audio in them.
Yeah, okay.
This
You
is
should
kind of
be
what I
able
was
to-
talking about there the first time, about
Yeah,
if they didn't come with CCIA tags, this is where they're put in here now and whatnot. It seems to be replaying it twice or whatever for some reason, Tracy.
Replaying it twice?
Yeah. Every video seems to be playing twice.
Well, I'm just playing what you sent me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I know Lane and I spent a bunch of time editing in here and whatnot.
I can't hear either.
Yeah, no, when we get to the sorting of the calves, guys, there'll be some more audio explaining what goes on. So what they're doing here is they're bringing these calves in and everything like that. And some of these calves don't have CCIA tags, some of them do. And then they're going through and they're also having an inspection of them and whatnot as well. These are just another group of calves from what the other ones are that we've seen. So rather than them try to bring just one animal in or whatever, they bring that whole group in and then put whatever CCIA tags need to be put in, and then the rest just get go through the chute there and whatnot, so.
And that'd be why they tagged last night. That one.
CCI.
Never bread.
Another one?
Mhm.
Bread's this good.
I love this bread
Oh, we get it.
because it's not good for us.
I don't know.
We'll move on to sorting calves. Cody is the one sorting with help on the gates. They are first sorted between heifers, steers, or bull calves. Once this is done, they will then bring calves back into the alley and sort them by body structure, lean build, muscular build, size, height, and color will also play a role if there are some that don't fit into the group of calves. From here, they will go into the main building in smaller groups.
So those calves that we just seen come out of those chutes there and whatnot, they get put into pens on the bottom side of your screen there and whatnot that you can't always see. And then they'll get sorted, like I said, there between steers, heifers, and if there is any bull calves in the group or whatever. That's what they're doing here right now, is taking the heifers off of the steers. And then they put them in two different pens. Some auction marts and whatnot, they'll do this in a chute or a different system and whatnot, rather than in the alley, just to speed things up and whatnot. Because as you can see, this takes a little bit of time and whatnot to try and break one animal out at a time all the time, right? So North Central Livestock down in Clyde, that's the way they do it, is they run a pre-sort and all the producer calves come in and then they're split off heifers and steers, and they're done by size and weight all through a chute and then weighed afterwards on a big scale. So this girl here that you see in the video and whatnot, she's bringing another set of calves in to be sorted between heifers and steers, and then by body structure and size, weight. A guessed weight, they're not weighed yet.
Calves we were following have now made their way to Cody for sorting, the same as before.
Is there any questions while we're watching this here, guys?
How do you know, what CCIA tag is supposed to be on the cow the cow, that heifer, steer, or bull that's meant to have the missing a tag?
So all they're doing is they're looking for a CCIA tag. The producer or you guys are supposed to have a CCIA tag put in those calves' ears, right? So they do have readers and everything like that they can go and physically check every individual tag number and whatnot. But that's not really what they're doing here. They're just looking to make sure that the calf is tagged with a CCIA tag number. And then I'm not sure if you guys know what registering your calves' birth dates are and everything like that through LIS. Oh, here we go.
The one at that left there.
Now we are in the main building where the calves are brought in, back tagged and weighed.
Okay, so I was trying to type that into the chat there, but somebody asked what a CCIA tag is. A CCIA tag is Canadian Cattle Identification Agency. What that is, that's a tag that's registered to your farm through the premise ID. And those tags are only registered to you. So when you put them in your animals, those numbers, whenever they show up at the auction mart or the feedlot or whatever, can always be tracked back to your farm. Sheep may also have that same, they may need that same tag. I'm not familiar with the sheep side of things, but
We seen the gentleman checking the manifest for who the owner was, how many calves there are. They're also given one last check to make sure all the calves fit together before they're back tagged and weighed.
says I got 97 minutes on it. This is where they're going onto the scale to be weighed.
They're good, Michaela. Happy New Year. Oh, I guess I can take it from it.
This is a good time to explain the back tags a little further. Being the volume of animals coming to the sales and BJV putting them in feed pens overnight, they need to put different sales lots or groups in the same pen for the night. VJV always tries to maintain one owner pens, just different weight ranges or types, so they use the back tags to make sorting easier in the morning. Let's get Deanna to explain this.
They come in on a manifest
Mhm.
and the total height is what they can sign. Then they sort them out back and then we weigh them according to their size. So the first set had 16. They averaged 693. And this set of 18 are gonna go on top of them. Just penned together tonight, but they'll sell separate tomorrow.
And that's why the green tags on them,
Yes,
because it'll be penned together, but they're different weights.
absolutely.
So now if this was a pre-sort, guys, what they would do is they'd take those 693 weights and all the calves come in to the auction mart that day that were around that 693 weight within a certain weight range would go into a certain pen, and then they'd get sold together, but it could be you, your neighbor, your friend, me, or whatever brings cows in that.
The calves and what pens they've been put in for the night. The X indicates the pen is full. Now that they've been tagged and weighed, they go to their respective feed pen. This is the end of day one. I'll see everybody in the morning. Welcome back, guys. We're back at the auction mart this morning for the sale. As we can see, the calves are being brought in to be sold.
Yes. Take them out. We're going to, but it's okay. Wait, Walter could have those people, just put them down. I just didn't, I was gonna do it.
Now that we have the calves, we'll let Yancey sell them to their new owner. In the background, you can see two big screen TVs. The one with the big green box is the current lot being sold in the ring, and the other shows the previous lot, number of head, buyer, and price per pound. After the calves have been sold, they leave the ring and are put into the buyer's pens. And they have multiple pens depending on where they are being sent, weight, color, etc. This is a 600 weight pen for the specific buyer. So he can tell the difference as well as how many are in the pen, depending on the orders he has. Deanna is at the front counter beside Yancey, recording this info and telling the staff in the back which pens the calves go to.
So there's a question in the chat, can you buy just one animal or do you have to buy the whole lot? Normally you have to buy the whole lot unless you make a deal with somebody else
Not the
there that
calves
wants the
or
rest of the
animals that
calves.
get sent to the buyer's pens. When the buyer has enough for a load, a dispatch will be sent to a trucker who will haul them. The trucks are usually contacted ahead of time, and the trucker is normally waiting at the auction mart, depending on the company. The driver will take this dispatch and make a load card to give the staff, who will bring those pens up and stack them according to his load card. So the driver and staff can load them on the trailer.
And it just gets put into how many animals per group you want to load them in your truck compartment.
Poor babies. Go on, guys. Let's go.
All that's left is to put the animals on the trailer, and off to the feedlot or abattoir the animals go. Hey, I'm behind them, so don't go too hard. Our feedlot tour will be the next part of our learning series this year. I would like to thank all of the management and staff at BJV Dawson Creek who helped make this video happen and let me take it.
Okay. Now, if you have a few more questions, you can. Does anybody have any more questions?
There is one more person that I would like to thank, and that's my oldest son, Lane. He introduced me to Filmora and how to edit your videos and everything like that. And he was also kind of the go-to guy when I needed to do stuff there and whatnot. So I would like to thank him as well.
Thank you to you too, Paul, for taking the time to get it done.
You're
It's
welcome.
not easy. It's not easy.
Okay, so there's a couple of questions in the chat there. Are there different breeds in a lot? Yes, there very well could be. It's more hide color and body structure that they're put into as a selling lot. So you could have a very large framed Angus and a smaller framed Simmental, as long as they have the same kind of build and weight. When you take a cow to the mart, do they go on feed? So yes, as was mentioned in the video there and whatnot, the calves are all put on feed for pens in the night and whatnot. Cows generally aren't. They're put in, if depending on how long they're going to stay there, they may go into a feed pen the night that they're brought there or the day of, and then they're taken off feed after they're sorted. Do all pens get feed? That kind of answers that again. Do sellers pay extra? Again, depending on how long they sit there, you guys could get a yardage charge. Like if you were to take them in there on a Saturday or a Sunday, you may get charged yardage, or same thing if they sit there after the sale for X number of days, they could get yardage charges to the buyer. And you guys are more than welcome for the effort and the time that it took to make this video. I hope you guys all got something out of it.